When you think of Florida, it's all too easy to imagine endless coastlines, sun-kissed palm trees, and retirees whiling away the hours with a cold drink in hand. But there's another side to the Sunshine State, one that doesn't make it onto the postcards or real estate brochures. Today, we're peeling back the glossy veneer to reveal the cracks beneath the surface in our countdown of the top 10 worst towns to live in Florida right now. Sure, Florida boasts world-class beaches and booming housing markets, but not every zip code is a slice of paradise. Some towns contend with crime rates that could make your navigation app beg for mercy, infrastructure that seems stuck in the past, and economic challenges that refuse to go away. If you're weighing a move to Florida or just curious about the not-so-glamorous corners of the state, this list is your reality check. We'll explore the less-advertised struggles of Florida living, from overlooked communities to the hidden pitfalls that realtors leave out of the listing. Before you break out your sunglasses and flip-flops, stick around. This top 10 might just save you from a sunburn, and a whole lot more. Let's get started. Number 10, Gainesville. Gainesville, home to the University of Florida and a sea of Gator fans, has all the hallmarks of a classic college town: leafy boulevards, indie coffee shops, and school spirit that could fill a stadium. But beneath that collegiate charm lurks a troubling side. The violent crime rate here stands at 739 incidents per 100,000 people, a staggering 155% above the state average. For a city of about 145,000, that means you have a 1 in 135 shot of experiencing violent crime each year. The duality of Gainesville is striking. On campus, life is lively and secure, but wander a few blocks, and you'll hear stories of bike thefts and break-ins, especially during game weekends. The student population brings energy, but also transient traffic, late-night rowdiness, and economic divides. Some neighborhoods transform after dark, leaving newcomers uneasy on their walk home. For families, education can be a gamble. While UF's reputation shines, some K-12 schools lag behind in both academics and safety. And while the cost of living is manageable, the anxiety tax in certain neighborhoods is real. So, is Gainesville right for you? If you're a student chasing tailgates and taco runs, maybe. But for those seeking tranquil streets and peace of mind, you might want to keep scrolling through those Florida listings. Number 9, Riviera Beach. Just saying, Riviera Beach conjures images of yachts and umbrella drinks, but the reality is far from postcard perfect. This city of 38,000 has a violent crime rate of 966 per 100,000 to 233% higher than the state average. Translation? There's a 1 in 104 chance of becoming a victim of violent crime each year. That's not exactly the Florida dream. Despite its million-dollar views, Riviera Beach faces persistent struggles: poverty, economic instability, and gang activity. The median income is around $56,000, well below its upscale neighbors, and unemployment remains higher than average. The city's contrasts are stark. You can be gazing at luxury homes, then walk a few blocks and find boarded-up buildings and street crime. Efforts to revitalize the city are ongoing, but decades of systemic issues aren't solved overnight. Property crime remains a headache for locals and visitors alike. Riviera Beach may have beautiful water and a lively boating culture, but it's also a cautionary tale: don't let the scenery fool you. Number 8, Daytona Beach. Daytona Beach is famous for its wild parties, roaring engines, and white sand. But for full-time residents, the soundtrack is more likely to be police sirens than beach tunes. The city's violent crime rate is 918 per 100,000 to 211% above the state average. That's about a 1 in 109 chance of becoming a victim in any given year. Events like Bike Week and Spring Break boost the local economy, but also bring spikes in DUI arrests, assaults, and thefts. Even outside tourist seasons, Daytona's struggles persist: gang activity, drug issues, and a poverty rate hovering around 21%, well above the state average. The area's affordable cost of living comes at a price: safety is always a concern. Daytona's beaches are gorgeous, and the nightlife is vibrant, but the risks are real. For thrill seekers, it might be a blast. For those craving safety and peace, it's better as a weekend escape than a permanent home. Number 7. Cocoa. Cocoa might sound sweet, but the reality is anything but. Situated along Florida's Space Coast, the city touts proximity to beaches and Cape Canaveral. But with a violent crime rate of 712 per 100,000 to 165% above average, and property crime at a whopping 4,389 incidents per 100,000, safety is a constant worry. Crime isn't limited to rough neighborhoods, theft and break-ins can happen anywhere. Locals are used to locking down everything: bikes, grills, even garden gnomes. With a poverty rate over 27% and a median income around $46,000, economic challenges fuel desperation. The job market is tight, and the police are often stretched thin. Cocoa does have bright spots, some neighborhoods are improving, and the beaches are close, but for many, the city is proof that not every coastal dream is worry-free. Number 6. Lake Worth Beach. Lake Worth Beach might sound idyllic, but crime paints a different picture. With a violent crime rate of 939 per 100,000, over 190% higher than the state average, and property crime topping 3,234 per 100,000, risk is part of the package. That's a 1 in 106 shot at violent crime every year. Despite being in wealthy Palm Beach County, Lake Worth Beach faces a 23% poverty rate and median incomes under $54,000. The downtown area is charming by day, but locals know there are places to avoid after sundown. Persistent issues include gang activity, drug problems, and frequent burglaries. The cultural scene is lively, and the beach is beautiful, but safety concerns and urban blight are hard to ignore. If you move here, keep your head on a swivel, and maybe invest in a security system. Number 5. Lake City. Lake City, the so-called gateway to Florida, is more of a warning than a welcome. The violent crime rate is a jaw-dropping 1,547 per 100,000. Nearly 4 times the state average. That's a 1 in 65 risk annually, and property crime is just as alarming, with 4,322 incidents per 100,000. Economic hardship is the main culprit, a median income around $50,000 and a poverty rate near 20%. Crime isn't confined to any one part of town, even safe neighborhoods see their share of incidents. The natural beauty of the area hasn't translated to economic revival, and the school system is a mixed bag. Lake City may look welcoming, but anyone thinking of settling down should do their homework, or risk becoming part of next year's statistics. Number 4. Pahokee. Nicknamed the Muck for its fertile soil, Pahokee sits on Lake Okeechobee and offers stunning natural views. But with a violent crime rate of 1,081 per 100,000 to 272% above the state average, and a poverty rate at 33%, daily life here is no walk in the park. The median income barely cracks $38,000, and job opportunities are slim. Pahokee's isolation makes things worse. Resources are limited, and when trouble arises, help can be slow to arrive. The community is tight-knit, and Friday night football is a big deal, but high crime and underfunded public services are tough challenges. For some, roots and family keep them here. For most newcomers, Pahokee is a reminder: a lakeside view doesn't guarantee a safe lifestyle. Number 3. Belle Glade. Belle Glade, another Lake Okeechobee town, is known for its sugarcane fields and sports legacy. But it's also infamous for a violent crime rate of 1,119 per 100,000 to 285% higher than the Florida average. Nearly 36% of residents live below the poverty line, and the median income sits at just over $32,000. Limited economic diversity and frequent downturns hit hard. Youth crime rates are high, and the schools face chronic underfunding. Community spirit is strong, local festivals and football games bring people together, but the challenges are deeply rooted. Outsiders lured by the scenery should be prepared for the harsh realities that come with small-town struggles. Number 2, Florida City. Florida City sounds like it should be the crown jewel of the state: palm trees, easy access to the Keys, and a warm climate. But the violent crime rate here is 1,179 per 100,000 to 489% above the state average, making it one of the most dangerous places in the country. That's a 1 in 59 chance each year. Poverty is rampant, affecting over 40% of the population, and the median income is just $38,000. Property crime is a daily issue, and the city's status as a gateway to the Keys does little to help residents. Many businesses are shuttered, and resources are stretched thin. Some stay due to family or affordable housing, but for most, Florida City is a place to pass through, not settle down. Number 1, Opa-locka. Opa-locka is a city like no other, with its unique Moorish architecture and pastel domes. But the storybook setting hides a much harsher reality: a violent crime rate of 1,957 per 100,000, over 500% higher than the state average. That's a 1 in 51 chance of being a victim each year. Nearly half the residents live below the poverty line, with a median income of just $28,000. Political scandals and financial mismanagement have plagued the city, culminating in bankruptcy filings and a string of indictments. The whimsical buildings are surrounded by abandoned properties and frequent police activity. Schools underperform, youth programs are underfunded, and progress is slow. Still, there's a sense of pride among longtime residents. But for those considering a move, the risks far outweigh the rewards. Opa-locka is proof that beauty can hide deep-rooted problems. Florida's image as a sun-soaked paradise is only half the story. As this list shows, crime, poverty, and infrastructure issues can turn even the prettiest postcard town into a tough place to live. If you're thinking of moving, look beyond the brochures, because where you live shapes your life far more than the weather ever could. If you found this guide useful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more honest takes on the best, and worst, places across the country. See you next time.